I'm Adela Baba today. Welcome to another edition of Pathway to Success. Today's lecture is titled, Do It Afraid. I will start today's lecture by defining fear and talk us through how fear can hinder our aim of being successful in life if care is not taken. What do you understand by fear? Is there any major difference between fear and being afraid? Well, fear is an unpleasant and often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of danger. Fear is completely natural and it helps people to recognize and respond to dangerous situations and threats. While being afraid indicates a state of action symbolic of the fright or fight concept. What am I talking about? If you are afraid, you have the ability to act. That is, you decide whether or not you will stand there with a perceived threat. Whereas if you have fear, you simply have a condition from which no action may arise. This implies that fear is paralyzing, disabling the ability to have because there is nothing specific on which action may come about. I would like to share a story with you. Once upon a time, there were two friends. One named Paul, the other one David. Paul is a timid person while David is a go-getter. These two friends, after college, decided to set up a security company. They went for necessary security training, and a few months later, their business was up and running. One day they were working when a man walked up to them. This man said he has got a company and he will need them to come and provide security services for him. Paul was quick to tell this man that they will not be able to do it. David turned to look at his friend. Why did you say we cannot do it? We've always been talking about opportunity coming our way. We've been talking about how to make this business grow. Don't you know this is an opportunity for us to grow this business? Paul said, for us to be able to do this business with this man, we are going to need more hands. I can hardly manage myself, let alone manage other people. How do you see yourself? One thing is for you to have a dream. If you allow fear to take charge of your dream, you will die with your dream. So many people have died with their dreams because they allowed fear to take charge of their lives. David turned to this man and said, Sir, if you have this job for us, we will do it. They took this job and were able to do it successfully. As I speak, these two friends have got a very big security company. But for David, they wouldn't have been able to do it. Are you somebody like Paul? Probably you're waiting for your fear to go before you start doing something. If you want to wait, you are going to wait forever because fear will always remain there. Do you know how this starts? When you are thinking of something you want to do, you have this thing within you that is called your subconscious mind. This mind can either tell you something positive or something negative. You are in charge of this, your subconscious mind. You can tune it to think positively or probably otherwise, which could be thinking negatively, just like Paul. Is your mind telling you you can do it? You'll be successful. You will not be a failure. Or probably yours is telling you something like that of Paul, that you will be a failure. People will ridicule you. It will not work for you. You have to take charge. You are 100% responsible of what you think. If you allow your mind to run negative, you will not be able to get to where you want to get to in life. You want to go for a job interview, but you're scared that you are too short, too tall, or probably you do not have the experience required. Do you think if you bombard yourself with such negative thoughts, you'll be able to get that job? No. You will get there and you will mess everything up. Successful people do it afraid. One thing you have to learn is to fight your fear. Fear is something we deal with every day. Some carry their own around. The most important tool against the fight against fear is for you to name it. While seemingly obvious and easy to do, this is a very difficult task that must not be taken lightly. One reason why it's so hard for us to name our fear is that the human mind is so subtle and it can trick the owner into thinking that fear has been named when only a superficial or symptomatic symbol of that fear has only been identified. The second reason why it's so difficult for us to name our fear is that we invest so heavily into our fear. It takes great effort to build and maintain fear. So, removing this fear brings the threat of internal judgment about the cost of that investment and its relative worth to us. So once again, a fear holder will tend to avoid naming it so that he or she does not have to face the reality of having invested in something of little or no value at all. Fear has got no face, no substance. It's the nameless unknown. The natural inclination of humankind is to resist the unknown. Fear is a sneaky thing that creeps in on us when we least expect it. If I'm to tell you all my silly fears, seriously, you will laugh at me. But I've learned that amazing thing, which is to do it afraid. You can do the same thing. I would like to know if this lecture has been of any impact to you. Please send your mail to info@adeolababatunde.com. You can get this lecture and all other lectures of Pathway to Success by visiting adeolababatunde.com. Thank you.